www.rochellearthurs.com. This week I'm going to show you some of the key features, spatial audio. This is one of the new features in Logic Pro 10.7. So there's a few things you need to do to set up before you start using this functionality. So first things first, if you go to Logic Pro menu and then Preferences and then Audio, you'd need to set your buffer size to 5112 or higher. So if it isn't set to this, please just amend your settings here and make sure it's 512 buffer size and higher. And this is because you'll need these settings to be able to get the full functionalities of spatial audio. Now we're going to open up the Dolby Atmos functionalities. So to do that, you need to go to File, Project Settings, and then Audio. And as you can see here, you'll see your sample rate details, spatial audio is currently off, and your surround format. Because I use surround sound and I have monitors, etc., this is why it's set here as this. However, this will change once I change the settings for the spatial audio. Just to let you know, your sample rate will change from 44.1 to 48 when you use spatial audio, so don't be alarmed if you see that change, okay? What you might want to do is save your project and then ensure that you have your copy of it just in case you want to change the settings again afterwards. So what you need to do is under spatial audio, if you click on the drop down arrows, select Dolby Atmos, and then you'll see that Logic will ask you whether you want to convert for the 7.1.2 surround for mixing in spatial audio. You say yes, so press OK. And now what will happen is you'll notice that on the master track here, you now see that Atmos has now appeared in the master audio track. And then you can see also the panels of the surround have changed, okay? So I'm just gonna play this little beat that I just put together for the sake of this tutorial. So if you want to start now amending the sounds, this is what you'd need to do. Right, so now we're going to talk about the difference in tracks and how you can actually manipulate the sound. So as you know, we've got the Atmos Dolby plugin here. So if we just click on that, you'll see again the 3D image here. And then what we're going to do here is just change this to binaural, and that is the sound, and that is a selection you need to make when listening to all of your mix back in headphones. So the beauty of this new functionality is that you can be on the go with your headphones, with your MacBook, and you can edit your sounds and mix to your standard and then upload it to the likes of Apple Music. So your sounds will sound amazing. You don't need expensive monitors. You can do this all from good quality headphones, okay? So now what we're going to do is look at two different sounds. So we're going to look at bed tracks, and we're going to look at also object tracks. So bed tracks, the sounds from bed tracks are sent to discrete speakers in the surround system, whereas the object tracks are mono or stereo tracks that use a 3D object panner, and then in that you'll be able to pinpoint where you want your sound to be placed in a track. So let's now open up the mixer window. So I'm just going to press X to do that. And let's just focus on the piano channel strip for now, for the sake of this tutorial. What you're going to see here is if you click on the panner here, just double click on it, then you'll see that this lovely image will show up. So we have planar and we have spherical. So spherical deals with sounds that go over the head and like the height of the speaker, whereas the planar it deals with the sounds going around the speaker and fills the areas that you specify. So I'm just going to give you an example of that. So if I just play the piano solo for the instance of this, and use planar. Use the spherical. Okay, now if I play it with the beat. So you get the idea of how the sounds can be distributed there. Now, if I wanted to now focus on an object track, for example, let's go over to the cut beat. Let's play this. Okay, so it sounds solo. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press Control click on the pan, and we're going to go to 3D Object Planner. Okay. So once you have clicked on that, you'll see this icon appear. Now, if you double click on that, now you have this lovely, amazing 3D object planner, which allows you to place the sound where you want and adjust the size. So that's now at the back of me. It's at the front. Side. This is amazing. And then you can adjust the size. Let's play with the beat now. Now you can see that I've placed the sound exactly where I want it. Now if I go back to the master track and I go to Atmos Dolby, you will see that the cut the wire beat is shown here, and that's because that's an object track. Okay, so if I double click on that now, click on it once rather, you'll see exactly where I placed the sounds, which is behind me, which I showed you when I was doing the actual example. So it's amazing, the visuals in this update. I think it's fantastic. Okay, so make sure you really use this amazing functionality. It'd be a waste if you didn't. Lastly, just one very quick thing to also mention is that you would need to ensure that your mix has a limiter on it. So let's go to metering and the loudness meter, and set at the moment to, we need to put it to -18. And once it's done that, that's exactly what we want. There you go. So that's how easy it is to use this amazing new functionality in Logic. As I mentioned before, play around with your bed tracks, your object tracks. Make sure that you go to the master track and add a loudness meter. It has to be -18. That's so that when you upload it to the likes of Apple Music, you know, the sound will come through amazingly well. Enjoy, guys. Play around. Let me know what your thoughts are on this new functionality. And yeah, create great music. Have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you guys soon. gmail.com.